All right, now we've got IELTS listening part 4. Complete the notes below. In part 4, there is always a lecture. And one person will deliver the lecture and you have to complete the notes. And question type is mostly one word only. Sometimes one word and or a number, but mostly it's one word only. And if you are unlucky in part 4, you will get multiple choice. That is very, very rare. Mostly 90-95% chances are that you will get one word only in listening part 4. Now this is also educational. It's a part of a lecture. It's a short lecture on anything. So section 4, write one word only, sleepy lizard. Now you understand, lizard you already know. Sleepy lizard means lizard that sleeps a lot. Okay, and then they have given this biological name, Tiliqua, rugosa and all. And it's not important for you even to read or pronounce or to know the meaning. If you don't know the meaning of, like for example, we didn't know the meaning of cochineal and this and that, still we found all the answers. So sometimes take the word as a word when they speak in the audio. Sleepy lizard. Description, South Australia. Now just underline the word Australia. When they say Australia, it means audio is there. In part 4, you might miss the audio. I mean, you are somewhere, audio is somewhere. So for that, it's a good idea to encircle some words. I call it signposting. If you encircle Australia, when they speak about Australia, you know now they are here. Now, question number 31, they are brown. What do they mean by they? Lizards. And you should know that, okay? Lizards are brown, but recognizable by their blue dash, blue eyes, blue nose, blue hair, blue something, okay? So one part of their body which is blue, and that will be your answer, okay? Yeah, the color is blue, not blue.
Last week we started looking at reptiles, including crocodiles and snakes. Today, I'd like us to have a look at another reptile, the lizard, and in particular, at some studies that have been done on a particular type of lizard whose Latin name is Tiliqua rugosa. This is commonly known as the sleepy lizard because it's quite slow in its movements and spends quite a lot of its time dozing under rocks or lying in the sun. I'll start with a general description. Sleepy lizards live in Western and South Australia, where they're quite common. Unlike European lizards, which are mostly small, green and fast-moving, sleepy lizards are brown, but what's particularly distinctive about them is the colour of their tongue, which is dark blue, in contrast with the...
Okay, the colour of their tongue, which is dark blue. Now listen and understand, blue tongue. And in the audio said the color of their tongue, which means tongue. And this is called referencing. First they use the word tongue. Second time with the answer they use the word which. The color of their tongue, which is dark blue. Now what is the answer? Tongue, not dark blue. Okay, blue is already written. How can you say recognizable by their blue, dark blue? Okay, tongue, T-O-N. How do you spell? T-O-N-G-U-E. Exactly. You should know the right spelling. Tongue. Or you write tongue. Alright. Large. Underline the word large. Their diet consists mainly. Now, their diet consists mainly means what do they eat mostly? For example, if you say they eat insects, but most of the time they eat animals. For example. So, mostly, whatever they eat, that will be your answer. For mainly, they will use the word mostly. And this is many times there in IELTS. In reading, in listening, mainly, mostly, they are used quite a lot.
And they're much bigger than most European lizards. They have quite a varied diet, including insects and even small animals. But they mostly eat plants of varying kinds.
Okay. They mostly eat plants. So they've got a varied diet, insects and this and that. But then they said they mostly eat plants. Listen to this part.
And they're much bigger than most European.
Have you noticed this guy has got based voice? So sometimes in part 4, there is a lecturer. There may be an elderly fellow with the voice like this.
Lizards. They have quite a varied diet, including insects and even small animals.
Okay, they have quite a varied diets, including insects and small animals.
But they mostly eat plants.
But they mostly eat plants. Now see that again they are playing with us as they played in part 1. Okay, correct answer is plants. Their main predators are large birds and dash. Predator is an animal that eats the other animal. For example, lions and tigers are predators for deer, rabbit and other small animals. Okay, so their main predators are large birds and some other thing. Let's see.
Even though they're quite large and powerful, with strong jaws that can crush beetles and snail shells, they still have quite a few predators. Large birds like cassowaries were one of the main ones in the past, but nowadays they're more likely to be caught and killed by snakes.
They are likely
Actually,
to be
another threat to this
caught and killed by snakes. Exactly. Large birds like cassowaries, and nowadays they are caught and killed by snakes. So caught and killed means predators and they are snakes. S-N-A-C-K-S. Exactly. Like in my online class, a lady said, I love to eat snakes. I said, wow, that's something different. I said, which snake do you eat? Sir, sandwiches and all that. I said, the word is snacks, not snakes. Yeah, and she wanted to get 9.5 band in IELTS. Okay, now let's go on. Navigation study. Now they have navigation study. One study. Study means research. In IELTS, whenever they use the word study, that means research. One study found that lizards can use the dash to help them navigate. Now they use something to help navigate. Navigate means if they want to go from one place to another place. In the old times, people used stars to navigate. People used moon, sun to navigate. So what is it that they use to navigate?
One study carried out by Michael Freak at Flinders University investigated the methods of navigation of these lizards. Though they move slowly, they can travel quite long distances. And he found that even if they were taken some distance away from their home territory, they could usually find their way back home as long as they could see the sky.
As long as they can see the sky, they can come back home. As long as they can see the sky, it means they can use the sky to help them navigate. Correct answer is sky. Have you noticed in part 4 answers are simple words like tongue, plants, snakes, sky. So it's always like that because IELTS listening is not your IELTS spelling check. But they expect you to know the basic spelling. That is why spelling is involved, or the words are only involved in part 1 and part 4. Part 2 and part 3, you have multiple choice options. Okay, question number 35. Observations in the wild. Observations show that these lizards keep the same. Underline the word same. For same, they use the word same, single, right? Same dash for several years. Now what is it that they keep the same for several years?
Observations of these lizards in the wild have also revealed that their mating habits are quite unusual. Unlike most animals, it seems that they're relatively monogamous, returning to the same partner year after year.
Okay, returning to the same partner year after year. So answer is partner, exactly. What people want, possible reasons to improve the survival of their young. Their young means baby lizards, okay? But little dash has been noted between parents and children. Okay, little something has been noticed. For example, you know rabbits, when the rabbits have babies, they have the small trenches there and the babies are there and rabbit doesn't go there during the day. Because if any bird comes to know that there are baby rabbits, they will come and grab them and all that. Okay, so little dash has been noted between parents and children. Small lizards are there, parents don't come to them because otherwise they know some animals will come and eat them. So little what? And for little, they can use the word little, small, hardly any, something like that, minimal.
And the male and female also stay together for a long time, both before and after the birth of their young. It's quite interesting to think about the possible reasons for this. It could be that it's to do with protecting their young. You'd expect them to have a much better chance of survival if they have both parents around. But in fact, observers have noted that once the babies have hatched out of their eggs, they have hardly any contact with their parents. So there's not really any evidence to support that idea.
Okay, they have hardly any contact with their parents. Hardly any contact means little contact. Correct answer is contact. Okay, second point, to provide dash for female lizard. Now provide, for provide they use the word provide, give, offer, render and all that. So provide what for female lizard?
Another suggestion's based on the observation that male lizards in monogamous relationships tend to be bigger and stronger than other males. So maybe the male lizards stay around so they can give the female lizards protection from other males.
Okay, they can give protection from other male lizards, right? Okay, they do have same thing like human being, okay? All right, let's go on. Tracking study. So answer is protection for 37. A study means a research was carried out using GPS systems attached to the dash of the lizard. Now imagine GPS collar, they attached to the dash of the lizard, to the neck of the lizard, to the tail of the lizard, to the feet of the lizard, like they attach small GPS belts or anything like that. So it's going to be a part of body.
Finally, I'd like to mention another study that involved collecting data by tracking the lizards. I was actually involved in this myself. So we caught some lizards in the wild and we developed a tiny GPS system that would allow us to track them, and we fixed this onto their tails.
We fixed this onto their tails. He said tails, something like that. Okay, just learn it.
Finally, I'd like to mention another study that involved a system that would allow us to track them, and we fixed this onto their tails.
We fixed this onto their tails. How do you spell tails? T-A-L? Exactly. There are two tails. One tail is story. T-A-L-E, tail. That is story. And second tail is T-A-I-L, and that is the other tail. Okay? So at times they give you confusing words like that. Right? T-A-L-E, tail is story. Okay. Question number 39. This provides information. What do they mean by this? GPS. Okay, and you should know that. They use it quite a lot. This provides information on the lizard's location and even the number of dash taken. Number of. So one information is their location and second is number of dash taken. Now listen, underline the word number and write there how many. For example, number of eggs you have. How many eggs you have. Number of, amount of, and for that they commonly use how much, how many. Number of is countable. For that they will use how many. Amount of is uncountable. For that they will use how much. Okay. So number of. Answer will be plural because of number of. Right. Number of dash taken.
Then we set the lizards free again. And we were able to track them for 12 days and gather data. Not just about their location, but even about how many steps they took during this period.
Okay, not just about their location, but how many steps they took during this period. So answer is steps. Question number 40. It will come after one point. Lizards were trying to avoid one another. Then this may be. This, what do they mean by this? No. Avoiding one another. Exactly, and you should know that. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to understand. Whenever you see the word this, that, such, so you should see that. This may be in order to reduce chances of. Chances of. Chances of means chance of, likelihood of, or anything like that.
One surprising thing we discovered from this is that there were far fewer meetings between lizards than we expected. It seems that they were actually trying to avoid one another. So why would that be? Well, again, we have no clear evidence. But one hypothesis is that male lizards can cause quite serious injuries to one another. So maybe this avoidance is a way of preventing this.
Can cause, for chances, can cause serious injuries. So answer is injury singular or plural injuries, right? Good.